Good morning. So I'm about to start a practice session, but my playing is not, the sound is not that good. It's kind of scratchy, and I'm missing some of the notes here. And the main reason is my fingernails. My fingernails, that's right. So I'm going to show you just a routine fingernail uh, uh, maintenance for a classical guitarist. Now, those of you who don't play the guitar, or those of you who play with a pick, may not have to struggle with this, even though your left hand is still important to deal with. But if you are a fingerstyle player or a classical player, you'll know that the right hand is very important. So the sound here, that was Bach, by the way. It was the second movement from Bach's Lute Suite in E minor. And the score looks something like this. And it was quite scratchy, and that's because of the right hand, the fingernails are out of shape, and I missed some of the notes because my left hand, the fingernails there are a little bit too long. So I'll just show you a quick routine that I do pretty much daily, except today's routine will be a little bit longer because I have to trim more than usual. So what you'll need, I have this little pouch here that I keep in my case, and I have 3 or 4 of these, one in my case, one at home, one at church, one at school, different places where I end up practicing or playing. So in here, and I can provide some links at the bottom if you want to look into something like this. This is just your basic fingernail care kit. You won't need everything in the kit. I don't need everything in this kit, but I need a nail clipper and a file, and there's a couple different sizes there for clippers, and I don't need those 2 things there, but I just keep them in there. And you'll need some very fine sandpaper. If you're a classical guitarist, you probably use this regularly, and this is not a musical item specifically. It's more like a hardware store item. But I'll place a link of the kind that I use. This is 2000 grade, and it's made by 3M, company 3M, and it's very fine. So let me just show you what I do. Let's start with the left hand because that's the easiest. To show you a close-up, see, normally speaking, that would not look like a problem, right? Those are not too long, no big deal, and make sure they're clean, right? But if you're gonna play the guitar or the violin, for example, right? If they start to be a little bit too long like that, then they start interfering with your position. You know, when you push the finger on the string, let me show you a close-up here. Say, for example, my 3rd finger, to show you this angle, if I push too hard, then the top of that fingernail starts to touch the top of the guitar or the adjacent string, see, like that. So they have to be trimmed very short. But you don't want to cut too close to the flesh either, because then it hurts. So you quickly want to do that first. All right, so now they're much shorter, and you can see it's kind of rough. They're still kind of rough around the edges. So what I'd like to do now is just get the file out and just kind of smoothen them out a little bit. Just kind of go around the edge a little bit. Now I'm not trying to take any more length off, right? I'm simply trying to smooth out the edges and the corners. I don't want anything hooking onto adjacent strings. And so something like this maybe. Okay, now everybody has a different shape of a finger, right? So it depends. It's going to look different on your hand possibly, but that's what I do. And the thumb doesn't matter here, but I just trim it anyways. And there you have it. So it's my left hand, quick and easy. Now the right hand is a big deal here. So there's different schools of thought for how to shape your right hand fingernails. I'm not going to go into that. I have a few videos on that. Okay, I'll place links throughout my video here and at the bottom. Feel free to watch. I go in detail in some of those videos. But basically what I do, I follow the shape of the finger. That's it. That's what I do. Now, lots of guitarists would go at an angle and file at a slant. I just follow the shape of my finger because I play different kinds of music, not just classical music. I play mostly classical, but I do play different kinds of music, and I also hold the guitar in different ways. I don't always play with a footstool. At the beginning of this video, I held the guitar this way on my right lap, as opposed to my left lap with a footstool, and I just held it like this. So for me and for what I do, it just works much better if I just file the nails in a way that simply follows the shape of the fingertip. Okay, so I don't do anything fancy, and I don't measure them. I know some guitarists will measure the length of each nail, and it's just a little bit too much for me. I just try to, I have like a visual thing of what they're supposed to look like when I'm done, and I kind of, so here's my thumb nail, look from that angle, and then from this angle, ooh, stretching here. Okay, it's not very long, it's not very short, kind of in between. Now let me show you my index fingernail before I file it. It looks kind of short from that side, but it's not that short, see? Now on this side, I don't know if I could show on the camera, on this side, I have a little bit of a corner sticking out, so I have to make sure I smoothen that out. So basically, I just follow the shape of the fingertip, and I try not to take too much out, right? Because if you take too much out, see, if you take too little out, that's fine because you can always adjust. But if you took too much out, now there's nothing you can do. You don't have to wait for a few days for the fingernail to grow back up, right? So you try not to take too much. And I sometimes, I don't use a file every single day because they don't grow that fast. So on a daily basis, I would just do the sandpaper, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so this one's kind of done. It's kind of round, following the shape of my finger. Look from this side. Okay, looks pretty smooth. The second finger, that's kind of rough right now. This one was, see, do you see this angle right here? Like right there? There's a little bump in there, and I need to smoothen that out. Also, it depends on the shape of your fingernail, of the curvature in your fingernail. I have a little bump in that middle fingernail, so I have to smoothen out the edge of that fingernail so that when I play on the string, it doesn't cause a scratchy sound, a bumpy sound. So you want each finger to make an even and a smooth sound. Okay, I hope that some of you at least are still with me. So this is the middle fingernail, and I'm trying not to make them too thin either. You know, if you file always from behind like this, you're gonna thin out the edge. So I'm trying not to do too much of that, but to go this way so that I keep the edge nice and thick, so that I make a full, fat sound. Next finger, the A finger right here. This one's kind of sticking out, and right here, I don't know if you can see, there's a very abrupt very steep angle there, so I need to fix that. The string did not slide too well because of that steep angle there. Okay, so let's go this way so don't make it too thin. Okay, almost done with this one. Now the pinky won't have to be done really. I don't really use my pinky when I play unless it's a raschiato, but I shape it anyways. Okay, so this one looks good. This one right here. Okay. And then the pinky, I just kind of go around to make it look nice. Okay, right here. I'm done with this phase. I didn't have to take a lot out. Now the sandpaper, I used to use 500 grade paper in my college days, and I liked that. But then I bought 2000 grade, and I'm loving this a lot more. It's very fine. You buy this maybe at an auto shop or something like that, or online. I'll place a link for this. I bought this on Amazon a while ago, and it'll last you forever. I mean, I literally bought a box. It cost me like $7. I'm not even sure how much it was. Like 6 years ago, and I still have half of the box. You get like 50 sheets or something like that. So take a look at the bottom if you're interested. So here's what I do. I hold it kind of like, I kind of make like an edge like this, and I start, say, with my index finger, and I want to go inside like this so that I take any rough edges out. And then on the edge itself, right on the edge, and then on the outside angle as well, like this. And then that's really smooth now. I can feel it. It's very smooth, and classical guitars are fitted with nylon strings, so it makes a big difference if your fingernails are smoothed out. And if they're bumpy and if they have little hooks in them, then that's going to be reflected in your sound. Okay, so we work really hard to make a clean, full, clear sound. Here we go. Next, almost done. I'm almost done. Here we go. Here we go. Almost there. I didn't do my thumb yet, so I just go on the inside first. Look, on the inside first, like this. Just smooth out any rough edges, and then on the edge itself, like this, and then on the outside as well. And I'm kind of done now. I'd have to go wash my hands because they're a little bit, you have fingernail dust on, right? But here's my left hand. Nice, and you see no fingernail from this side, of course. Nice and short, also smooth it out. And my right hand, I'll give you a close-up here. Okay, also from this angle. I hope you can see that. Here's my thumb. And this is not the best sounding instrument I have. It's a decent sounding instrument. It's a Epiphone Pro 1 Classic, fitted with the Dario, I think EJ27 and something like that. But the sound is already so much smoother. Like, I'm liking it a lot. It's quite smooth. That Bach, it's hard to play, but the sound is already so much smoother. To give you a close-up, see how my finger attacks the string. So thumb, index, middle, ring, and because I have these smoothed out edges now, I don't have to worry about a scratchy sound. So anyways, that's my kind of my daily routine. I wouldn't use a file every single day, okay? Maybe every other day or every 3 days, but I would use sandpaper throughout the day actually. Even after I practice, sometimes if you play on the bass strings a lot, these are wound, right? So they kind of dig into your fingernail, so you get scratchy again. So I would use this even throughout my practice sessions, absolutely. And that's my routine. Hope you enjoyed watching. Maybe some of you can try this. Hope this was useful. If you have questions or comments, let me know in the bottom section. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. You'll see lots of guitar music, piano music, music on different instruments, lots of tutorials, reviews, demos, and lots more. Don't forget to click that bell. Give this video a like when you get a chance. Have a wonderful day.